The Pikachu Illustrator PSA 10, which of course belongs to Logan Paul. If you guys don't know, it is now live on Goldin Auctions, currently with 36 days left, has 27 bids, and is sitting at a whopping 2.852 million, which of course is about halfway there. Logan Paul famously paid $5 million for it, which made it the most expensive Pokemon card ever. And obviously, this one has been heavily advertised. It's all over King of Collectibles. Obviously, Logan Paul has been going around doing press junkets about it. It's a fun card. It comes with a golden diamond chain with obviously a Pokeball on it. And a very cool little case right here that says Pikachu Illustrator PSA 10, 1 of 1. It's got the Logan Paul logo and kind of a cool case. And then, he's got all these pictures with it here, him at WrestleMania wearing it. And then also, I thought that this was interesting, hand delivery to winning bidder by Logan Paul himself.
So he's like that drops the price in itself.
Well, that's it. That's an interesting part of the conversation. I kind of wanted to, throw it out to you guys. How do you think that this card is going to do? And it almost relates back to the Nicolas Cage conversation about, like, does it give it value being that it was owned by a celebrity and that Logan Paul is actually going to hand it off? But I don't know, guys. I think that this card is going to do pretty well. I feel like it's been marketed extremely efficiently.
I mean, the estimates I've heard is like 7 million is what people are thinking it's going to go for.
It will for sure clear the $5 million number. There's no way they will let this card sell for less than whatever that
some defensive bid.
They will defensive bid this way.
I'm just saying. I feel strongly that this card sells for more than $5 million.
I mean, the interesting thing with this card is I don't know why these started getting shared with me on YouTube. Like, it was just like me scrolling through my YouTube stuff, and there were some videos specifically about this card. It was probably like YouTube was listening into our Instagram chats or something. It was like, oh, you're talking about Pikachu Illustrator, you should watch this video. And there's a lot of controversy around that card. And I'm not talking about the original grading, like going from a 9 to a 10. I'm talking about the Logan Paul Liquid Marketplace. Yeah. Like,
well, can we set the story properly for those who don't know?
Yeah. So Liquid Marketplace was a collectibles exchange kind of that was Logan Paul was a founder of, where you could buy fractionalized pieces, or they said you could buy fractionalized pieces that were on a blockchain of collectibles. What it ended up was that none of that was true, and that people were paying money for pieces of it, but there was nothing with blockchain. There were like all kinds of things where they hadn't they were effectively selling securities, but they weren't actually approved to sell these. There's all this stuff going on with it. And then he put this card on Liquid Marketplace and they sold 51% of it. And so in theory, it was supposed to be that he no longer had control over it, and that it was like the community that bought it, and they bought it for 2.5 million that's what they said, because they said it sold out. So they bought it for 2.5 million and had 51%, all this kind of stuff. But then all of a sudden he's on King of Collectibles talking about selling the card. And people are like, what the hell's going on? Like the people in Liquid Marketplace thought they owned this card. And he then goes on social media and goes, oh, well, per the terms of Liquid Marketplace, I was able to buy it back. And so he bought it back and gave whatever Liquid Marketplace some money that they were supposed to distribute to those people, never did. And like, I'm not saying he didn't pay. I'm saying Liquid Marketplace never gave those people this money. And now he's out there like selling it and is going to make 2 million or whatever off of it. And the latest video I saw, and there's not a lot of, like, there's not for certain about this, but it sounded like he bought it back for 250 grand, which is nothing, like nothing. And so there's a lot of weird stuff with this card right now. And like, are those people ever going to be made whole? And, like apparently you can't even access the site anymore.
So
like,
he did say there was a collect article that they're basically bringing the site back online and making sure that everyone can cash out. And I think they're trying to get that cleared up prior to this auction ending.
But if you're cashed out at a $250,000 payment, and if unless they were not telling the truth that it actually sold out at the 2.5 million mark, maybe it only sold 250,000 and they just said it sold 2.5 million. Who knows?
There's a lot we don't know.
And so it's like, it's possible people will get made whole there, but still they should have been part of this win. You know, that ultimately is what it should have been. Is it should have been like they're part of this sale, and that
Well,
you're
that was
actually
the whole
making
reason
it.
they bought
Exactly.
in,
Exactly.
to share in the upside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So-
I mean, this wouldn't be the first time that Logan Paul has done a blockchain related scam.
Right.
If you guys don't know, he created a company called CryptoZoo, which was like right when NFTs were getting huge, and he had this like video game thing. CoffeeZilla did a big, expose about it. And essentially he kind of rug pulled basically all the people that bought this thing. It's just the product never delivered. He got dragged for it. But at the end of the day, I mean, he got away with it, so I kind of feel like
he
this
never
is
seems to
one
get
of those.
caught up in it, like,
Yeah.
good on him. Like, he seems to get out of it, but yeah, I don't know why people keep buying into it. It's like, what?
Yeah. That's definitely disappointing. But yeah, because that would have actually been the use case for some of this like fractionalized, selling of collectibles and all the stuff. And actually, they had been, Ken Goldin has recently come out talking about like all this like what do you call it, like institutional buying of collectibles is coming in. But I don't believe that it's actually doing it the way that it was in 2021, where 2021 there was a lot of these companies that, I'm sure that all you guys got the same emails I did, where, it's like, hey, do you want to like promote this fractionalized, collectible buying platform, which was, to your point, Ryan, what was supposed to happen, where like, you own 1% of this Pikachu card, and then eventually when it sells, you may get a payout for that. Now people are doing like investor groups that are buying collectibles, but it's like much smaller. It's not open to retail. But it's too bad, because I feel like, how cool of a story would it have been if actually all those people that bought that, earned a little bit of a return on this? And then what would that have meant for collectibles?
It feels
moving
like something
forward?
that would work, like it's reasonable. But yeah, like if the representatives for it, like like you said, like rug pulling people, like, I mean, you need it to come from something like a well-recognized like investment firm, or, something like that, not like a hype train from a YouTuber. It's like, it's, I don't know. It's just, buyer beware, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll have to see. We'll check back in. I mean, 36 days left. So probably 2 shows from now, we'll probably do a report on this and kind of see where it's at. I'm in agreement with you guys. I definitely think it's going to sell for more than 5 million. I do think that for somebody out there, they will think that it's cool that this was Logan Paul's card, and him hand delivering it, I think, is a bonus. And I can only imagine that that's going to, be an episode on King of Collectibles of some manner, or there's going to be some content around it. So I'm sure it's going to be a big story and a big deal, which is why I think Pokemon will do well. But I don't know. Any other thoughts before we kind of move on to the next topic about that Logan Paul card?
I mean, I was going to say, I think, Neo, you had commented, I think, on one of our discussions about this, that I think the WrestleMania piece is what will play. Like, that's pretty cool that like you could reference that as it being on WrestleMania. Like that's a big addition to this card that didn't exist prior to that original sale.
Yeah.
Like,
Plus, I mean, the chain alone is probably worth a pretty decent chunk of money.
That chain's not worth all that much. As
it's all
people
fake diamonds. Or
No,
something.
no. It's just diamonds aren't as valuable as people think. And the gold, of course, is a calculated, gold is currency. So the gold obviously went up in value. This is not that pricey a piece. This piece could be 20 grand. It could be 30 grand. This isn't hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Look at how blingy it is, Manu. Are you going to be a bidder on this one?
No, I like my bling. My bling is my I got mine already.
At least I have to say this. Say what you will about Logan Paul, but at least he's giving the guard with his card, which
Takes
is
it back.
more than you could say for a lot.
That's why he's delivering. He's like, sorry, guard stays with me.
Chat says the chain is valued at 80,000.
Why is chat saying that? Is that because someone said it's valued at 80K? Because I mean, I would, if I knew what it weighed, I could tell you what it's worth. The diamonds, the gold is going to be the bulk of that value, not the diamonds. You don't get the labor back. You don't get the setting costs back. You don't get any of that back, and diamonds aren't worth what you paid for when you were making the piece. The gold is the only real value there. And gold
You
is
sound
pricey.
like
It's
somebody
4,500
trying to tell
ounce.
me that as soon as I buy my comic books out of the store, they're not worth $4.99.
No.
That's what you're trying to tell me.
No. As soon as you buy your German automobile and drive it off the lot, it's no longer worth $160,000, you know.
When are my things going to go up? Well, hopefully they will this year. But let's move on now to our next topic here. And I'm going to kind of throw this red meat over to Rob here. You made this Instagram post about the Topps situation here, where you said Topps direct to consumer release outside of EQL are an absolute disaster. Could you maybe elaborate for our audience? What's going on with Topps?
So basically what they're doing is they're just trickling out a small supply to direct to consumer. And there's a few reasons why. They put it up, the stuff basically instantly sells out, like within 2 minutes. It's just gone. And then that sends the market into the hype FOMO phase of, oh my God, that sold out in 2 minutes. Holy cow. And then immediately starts driving up the limited supply of boxes on the secondary market. And one of the things that Topps does, the way that I understand it from various shops that I've talked to and breakers, their first wave of product is offered at usually whatever the pre-order price goes up for. And then the re-up, to use a term from The Wire, is usually at market price or near market price. So it allows them to basically almost artificially inflate the price of their own product. So that when they go to sell it a second time, they get to sell it at the higher market price value. And it just gives them more control over the entire secondary market by just giving a little drip supply out and then let the secondary market run wild. And they could just be like, I don't know, guys, that's what it's selling for on eBay. Why would we sell it for that much less?
It's almost like you're crowdsourcing a market price.
Basically.
And then you are setting it based
artificially, though, because you're only giving a little bit of supply out.
Okay. Yeah. Cause I was wondering about that. That makes sense now. Like, cause to me, it was feeling like they were, I didn't know how that chain worked. So I was thinking like, oh, they're selling the bulk of this to their, the breakers and all this kind of stuff. And they're making the money off of it. But in reality, Topps is making more money off of it by resetting that price effectively on the next wave.
Well, and it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, because then they sell it to the breakers, and the breakers, because they're microtransacting this, like a box that I'll use Topps Chrome Basketball. So a jumbo box released on pre-order for $700. They sold out and they instantly went to $1,500, $1,500 on the secondary market. So now a breaker gets to take that, and a box that's, say, let's just call it $1,500 to keep the math simpler. Most people aren't going to just go buy a $1,500 box and open it themselves. So the breaker takes it and then they microtransact it and mark it up because they need to make their money on it. So now that $1,500 box is getting microtransacted into like a $2,000 box, if not more. And because they're moving so much product, they start gobbling up more of the supply because they can afford to buy it at the increased price, because they're just going to mark it up again to whatever they need to make their money. So then the secondary market supply gets wiped out, and it throws it all into this breaking ecosystem. To the people that just want to open boxes and packs on their own are kind of left out in the cold because of the buying power that the breakers have. And they're basically controlling the inventory, getting a bulk of it direct from Topps/Fanatics, and then also having the buying power to go out on the secondary market and just gobble up what's on eBay. So that same box that released at $700 FOMO'd to $1,400, $1,500, and now for my video tomorrow, they're almost at $2,000.
And it's crazy they go for that much, because like I watched your video when you opened it.
I got like maybe $200, like maybe $150 worth of cards.
Yeah, so like $100 or whatever of cards, and then like you bought those hanger boxes and got a $700 card. Yeah. Like it's comical. Like the people getting wrecked opening sealed product is just like I don't remember if I talked about in the last one. There was like a video I watched of Leonhardt, like the Pokemon card guy, and he opened some $1,000 pack of cards and got like $5 out of it. And I'm just like, holy crap. Like, it's just nothing. Like nothing. Like if you don't hit the chase, it's just worthless.
Well, so one of the things I talked about in my weekly recap video for tomorrow. So the boxes are $2,000. Cooper Flag is the biggest chase. His base rookie auto only sells for $1,400. So even if you hit the best base, now that's the base, no shiny, no nothing. But if you open that card, you'd be like, "Holy shit, this is awesome!"
I just lost.
And after eBay selling fees, you still lost $700 on the box.
Yeah, wild.
Is this not always sort of been the case though with sealed product in terms of like, oh, the value, what is hypothetically in the box, the sum of the parts does not actually equal like, the price of the box. This is kind of like
new. It's just it feels more out of balance now than what it once did.
Yeah,
I mean, you're running the risk of getting punched in the face, but now you're getting like the Logan Paul fight. You're getting that was Anthony Joshua punched in the face.
Right.
Like you're Jake Paul getting punched in the face.
Yeah, I feel like you're getting like in probably 90% of cases, you're lucky if you get 10% of your value back, which is just it's so bad. Whereas I have heard with like this is one of the reasons that people are liking to buy One Piece right now is that in like 90% of cases, you're getting like 60 to 70% of your value back. So it doesn't sting nearly as much to open packs. Whereas, most of the time, opening packs is a losing proposition. But I feel like it's gotten so much worse over the years, like how bad it really is. And that's why, like in one of our prior streams, I was commenting that like, if you really want that dopamine rush of like opening a random thing, you should just go on like Courtyard, because you're going to lose maybe 80, or 20% or 30%, but you get that same rush of like something like blind opening on the screen for you.
So that's a big reason why the sports card repacks have filled in that gap, because you're still going to get punched in the face, but you're not getting punched as hard.
Yeah,
by going to the repack.
They're wearing gloves.
Value is so much higher. Well, and it's like, so say I bought into a $1,500 repack instead of a $1,500, like the box that I opened, I got like $100 worth of junk basically out of it. If I bought into a repack, a $1,500 repack, and I hit the floor of like a $600 to $700 card, the way that those are typically designed is it's still probably going to be like a cool card. Like maybe it's a Joe Montana game used patch auto. It only sells for $600. But when I open that $1,500 repack and I get that instead of like a Laurie Marketing sticker auto, I feel way better about my day, even though I still got smoked. At least
I still feel like you win, like you got something cool,
Yeah, even if the value is half of what I bought, or maybe even 30 or 40%, it's just that feeling of opening it is, oh, I feel better about myself after opening this versus getting like absolute shit, which you could get opening a regular modern box. Because you're like, oh yeah, I got this Joe Montana patch auto card. Like this is cool. You know what I mean? It's just the way that you feel after opening.
I feel like you could feel like that is something that maybe if you wait long enough, you actually could like break even on it, after 5 years or 10 years, whereas like the stuff you get in a box, like I feel like if
I'm not breaking even on a Bradley Beal sticker.
Well, is this not just like a problem of, it's definitely an issue with the tops, how they're dropping it and then like setting the price. And I do think that to some degree, this also happens with Magic the Gathering products, and that, market has been definitely soured in terms of, the sentiment as well, because you have a moving goalpost of what the MSRP is for this product, when it's sort of like, why are you guys not just setting, a regular price for, your boxes? Why is it always, changing based on, what the set is and what the demand is and all this stuff? It's like, that really makes no sense, because now you have, the idea shouldn't be that, you're basing the value on the cards inside of it. The idea should be that you're selling just a product, and your product is the value itself, not the secondary market hypothetical value. And that's sort of why, like, to what you guys are saying, it makes sense, to buy a repack, because like, you're getting as advertised, 30% of that value at the very least, versus like new product, which you're not. So I don't know what companies do about this. This is just sort of like the nature of where the collectible world is going, and with how many new sets and speculation there is within trading cards. Like I don't see it changing anytime
I mean,
soon.
as long as people are willing to pay the price, like, why would they change?
So
Yeah.
I'll correct you on something in that sense. It's not where the collectible world is going. It's where the gambling world's going. Because most of the people,
Sure.
a lot of the people that are buying in the breaks for this stuff, I don't know are actually collecting. And they're just actually, this is just a different outlet for them to spin a casino wheel.
No,
And
I
they
think
care-
you're 100% right. I've talked about, like prediction markets, degen behavior, all of that is completely on the rise. And I think that trading cards has just got some of those people in it.
If anything, it's skewed so far that way now. Like trading cards specifically, I think all categories are driven way more now by the gambling folks than it is the collector folks. Like all the decisions companies are making, specifically Fanatics, and they're the main one, but even you could see it in TCGs as well. Like they're leaning into how can we design this product as basically a gamble. Like One Piece does it with their alt art, like super rare manga cards. Like Pokemon does it with their SIRs. Topps does it by putting a huge, basically every tentpole release now from Topps has like some significant chase in it that they're manufacturing for that product to beyond just like your normal stuff that you're hitting. There's like some grail piece that's going to sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's what's crazy is like there are legitimately, and that's how they drive that price. Like it's like, could I pull that one? But it's like with Topps Chrome, did you say there were like 90 million cards printed? It's like your shot is trash. You might as well buy the lottery.
Yeah, but there's that chance.
Idea,
I mean,
Ryan.
like in Topps Chrome, in Topps Chrome
All in on the
baseball,
lottery.
Let's go. Biggest winners 2026 lotto ticket buyers.
in Topps Chrome baseball, they put an Ohtani game used logo man from I think it was from the game that he hit his 50-50 home run in or something. I forget the specifics on it now. That sold for $3 million, and that was in a product that came out last year.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wild. So do they like he hits the home run, they're like, give us that jersey, and they cut it out.
Yeah, I mean, they have deals with the MLB to get that stuff. So
yeah, man.
It's wild. Well, I don't know, Manu, if you have anything to add on this topic before I transition, but
No, embarrassingly, I was still thinking about Logan Paul's chain. I was like, I don't know how much it weighs. It may be.
You're still
like,
trying
how
to
much is that thing
calculate what
worth?
the value is.
I just need another weight of the gold, and then I can actually
Someone
say
tell
what's
me.
worth.
Manu's going to go down to the pawn stores and start, asking.
I'm
his
gonna
dealer.
call someone and see if they know the weight of the gold. So at the next episode, I could say exactly what that chain is worth.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Ungraded Truth podcast. To be able to watch the full show, click the link down below. Yep, that one right there.